Okay, now I will go to exception. Okay, and then okay, let us learn about exception. Okay, what are exceptions? Whenever something unexpected happens in a program, okay, that is called as an exceptions. Okay, so for example, I will divide some number by a 0. Okay, that is also one kind of exception. I'll try to read from a file which from a folder a file which does not exist, that folder itself does not exist, that is also a IO exception. Like that, there are many kind of exceptions in Java. Okay, something which cannot be handled in a program is called as a exception. Okay, now okay, generally any enterprise application, what will happen is we have to always protect our code from the exception. Okay, how we can protect our code from the exception? We have to use a try and catch blocks. Okay, when we write our code, say for example, how to handle exception is try of code block whichever we want to protect from the exception, then catch the exception name again the code block to handle the exception. Means what? Suppose if I am trying to read a file, okay, inside the try block and the file does not exist, it will come inside this exception and this will get executed. Suppose if I had not written try and catch block and I am reading the file, what it will do is it will throw the exception and the program will end up abruptly. Okay, so how to protect the code from the exception? We have to enclose the code, okay, where there are chances of throwing the exception inside a try block. Okay, and so that the catch block can handle it. In how, what is the syntax? Try, open the flower bracket, code block, close the try. Immediately after try there must be a catch block. Okay, and here the exception name can be number format exception, it can be arithmetic exception, it can be file not found exception, it can be IO exception. Like that, there are many exceptions in Java. Okay, but the parent of all these exception is the exception class. Suppose if you don't want to handle exception with respect to IO exception, file not found, you can just say catch of exception. Okay, it will handle all kinds of exception. Okay, and one more thing, like exception will get executed only if there is something unexpected happens. Okay, say for example you want to execute some part of the code, okay, whether the exception is happening or whether it is not happening. Also you want to execute some part of the code whether the exception is happening or not happening also. For example, best example is you have created a connection to the database. Now you want to close the connection, okay, after a successful operation. Then the best place to write the close of connection for the database will be finally clause. Okay, now say for example you have made a connection to the database, okay, and the database is a remote database. Okay, some internet problem came, okay, and suddenly the connection loses. At that time it will go to exception. Okay, so during that time also you want to close the connection with respect to the database. The best place is finally. Whether or not the exception has happened or not happened, finally is guaranteed to execute. Okay, how to protect the code from the exception is by using a try and catch block. Suppose if I want to execute some part of the code, okay, whether the exception has happened or does not happen, we can make use of finally. Okay, how the finally is? Finally the code block, close the bracket. Okay, this is how you can write a finally clause. Okay, clear? What is an exception? Whenever during the program execution something unexpected happens, that is called as an exception. How to protect our code from the exception? We have to enclose the code inside a try block, and immediately after the try we should have a catch block. Okay, say I want to do something, okay, that should get always executed whether an exception is happening or not happening, we can go with a finally clause. Okay, so now let us go back here. Okay, I'll go to learn exception. Okay, 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 this might be a little bit confusing for you. Let me create one example. Okay, now I'll say public static void main string of something. Okay, and then after that what I'll do is I'll use our example itself. See, demo list 1 we studied today. I'll use this. Okay. Okay, so list I'm printing, and then I'll say list dot get of 3. Okay, sys out, okay, the element, okay, at, okay, the team member, okay, team member 4 is, team member 4 is, okay. Then after that, okay, I'll say sys out, okay, of print the team member number 4. Okay, so then after that I'll say sys out, okay, the team member printed successfully. Okay, then after that sys out, okay, let's add a new team member. And then after that I'll say list dot add, okay, say for example Ashwin. Sys out, okay, new team members are, then after that I'll say sys out of list. Okay, so now what I am doing is I have created a list, I have added the elements to the list, I am printing them. Then I am trying to fetch the element number 4 because the index starts with a 0. 4 does not exist at all. I am trying to purposefully create an exception, okay, to just see how the exception will get created. Okay, therefore here there is an error. So because of the error here, even these things will get affected. These things will not get executed because after printing the fourth team member, I am trying to add a new team member over here and print the new team members after addition of Ashwin. Okay, let us see whether that will happen or not. Now I'll run this, right click, run as, okay, Java application. When you do a run as Java application, see what is happening. Okay, Sachin, Virat and Pathan we added, and then we printed list of team members. Okay, so when you go back to your console, okay, if you see the list of team members is printed. After that I am saying the team member 4 is, therefore the team member 4 is also printed. Here I am trying to get list of get of 3. What it is saying, it has thrown an exception, index out of bound exception. Index 3, size 3 means what? Your size is 3, you are trying to get an element number 4. Okay, and what is happening actually, what is happening is, even if the error is at line number 20, even the lines from 21 to 30 are not getting executed at all. Okay, so this code is not protected. Okay, so now what we will do is, okay, we will save this file and protect the code. Okay, and say for example exception example 2. Okay, now I will try to protect the code. Okay, now what I'll do is, okay, after creating the list, I'll put the entire code block, okay, in a try. Okay, then after that I'll put a catch exception, or what was the exception, array index out of bound exception. Okay, then after that I'll keep the remaining things intact at the bottom. Okay, then I'll say sys out, okay, exception handled. Okay, then after that I'll say sys out, I'll print the exception, e dot get message will give me the exception. Okay, now this code is protected. Which is the code which is throwing the exception? This is the code which is throwing the exception. Therefore this code is protected under try. After adding the elements of, that is the list of team members, printing it, I am trying to fetch the fourth team member which is not present at all. Therefore now what will happen, it will come to catch block, execute this, after that it will continue the execution of this. Okay, so now our code is protected, okay, because of the usage of try and catch block. Now I'll go back here, I'll say run as Java application. When I say run as Java application, so what is happening is, even after exception it has to execute this now. Okay, right click, run as Java application. The team member 4 is exception handle. No, it is not printing, means build automatically. This is the issue, it is not getting compiled. Now I'll go back here, right click, run as Java application. Okay, so what is some issue with my Eclipse, I think. Okay, let me do one thing. Properties, so I'll remove all the compiled classes, let it recompile it, because we have handled, it should take care of these things. Right click, run as Java application. Okay, list of team members, team member 4 is okay, exception example 3. Okay, right click, run as Java application. Okay, see here. Okay, list of team members, it has printed the list, exception in thread main, Java, the team member 4 is okay, then exception, why it is not coming? Right click, run as Java application. Okay, we are handling the wrong exception, huh? Okay, that is the reason, huh? Okay, let me see what is the exact exception thrown. Index out of bound. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Okay, this is the issue. See, what I had done is array index out of bound exception, but it is actually throwing index out of bound exception. Okay, because list is not an array. Okay, array we defined with a double brackets. Okay, but nowhere in our project code we use arrays. That's why I have not shown you that example. Okay, so now what I have done is I have put index out of bound exception. I'll say right click, run as Java application. So if you see list of team members Sachin, Virat and Patan, the team member 4 is okay, the team member 4 is, after that this has thrown an exception. So it has showed exception handled and then it has given the detail. Okay, then after that it is executing successfully even these block. The team member printed successfully. Okay, the let's add a new team member. Okay, after addition of Ashwin, now the new team members are Sachin, Virat, Patan earlier plus the Ashwin new one. Therefore we have handled it. Therefore the code is protected and it is not breaking the normal execution flow of the program. Okay, so now this is example number 2. If you go to example number 3, what I have done is I have called a parent class, that is the exception class. Therefore instead of calling that specific exception, index out of bound exception, I have called the exception class. Exception class can handle all kind of exceptions. Okay, therefore again the output will remain the same. So again the output is same, but this time the class I have used is exception rather than index out of bound exceptions. Now I'll do one more thing. Okay, I will do one more thing. I'll say save as exception example 4. Okay, I'll change this to 4. Now what I'll do is I'll say catch of okay, index out of bound exception E1. Okay, then again catch exception. Okay, so we can have multiple catch blocks also. Whichever catch block handles it first, okay, that will take care of the handling. Okay, say for example I'll use exception handle with a minus minus, then sys out, okay, e1 dot get message. Okay, so now I have put, okay, what this is exactly throwing is index out of bound exception. I have handled already. Next, this catch block will not get executed. Okay, say exception handle first, I'll say exception handle second. So this will not get executed, only this will get executed, and the normal flow will go on. We can have after try even multiple catch blocks also. Okay, because a given program can throw, say, index out of bound exception, or you are reading a file in within the same try, it can throw file not found exception. Therefore you can have one catch block for index out of bound exception, one catch block for file not found exception. Okay, now I will go and I'll say run has Java application. As soon as I say this, list of team member, the team member 4 is, after that, because this is throwing an exception, exception handled first, because this can handle it. Okay, then remaining flow of execution is happening. Now I'll give you one more example. Exception example 5. Inside this will not run at all. What I'll do is, I'll go and put catch block first. Okay, after that index, it will not compile at all. Why? Because exception is a parent. It has already handled that exception. If you write below the child exception, it can't handle it. It is of no use, because this guy can handle it. So now when you go and hover on this, it will say unreachable catch block for index out of bound exception. It is already handled by the catch block for exception. Okay, therefore this is of no use. Okay, if you write the child exceptions, okay, below the parent exception, it is of no use. Okay, you should always write the child exceptions first, then the parent exception at the last. Okay, clear with this? Okay, now I will go with other example. Okay, this also you will not understand, because sometimes it will create exceptions, sometimes it will not. Okay, so now what I'll do is, I'll show you an exception example of 6. Okay, so exception example 6, I'll copy the same code whatever we have used in the other examples. Okay, but in place of catch, what I'll do is, I'll use a finally. Okay, so what I'll do is, I'll remove these things. Okay, public static. I'll copy the same code for demoing the finally. Exception example 6, in place of catch block, okay, we can even have a finally clause. Finally, okay, let's say sits out, okay, unwanted behavior handled. Okay, then I'll remove these two catch blocks. Okay, now I'll say right click, run as Java application. Okay, so what it is saying is, okay, now the exception has occurred, but also finally has got executed. It is not designed like to handle the exception. Instead, it is designed whether exception is there or not, it should get executed. Now exception has happened, finally got executed. Okay, this is one of the example, and it has broken the flow because there is no exception class. Now I will do one more thing. Okay, file save as exception example number 7. Okay, inside this what I'll do is, I'll bring back your catch blocks. Okay, say for example, I'll go back and I'll bring up this catch blocks. Okay, and then I'll have a finally also. Okay, now I'll print here whether or not exception occurs, finally executes. Okay, therefore now I'll do a right click, run as Java application. Okay, this is showing error in required project because I have put in one of the example index out of exception first, then index out of bound. Okay, now list of team members, it is printing the team member 4. Now it has come to the exception handled first. It has shown the exception, then okay, whether or not finally whether or not exception occurs, finally is getting executed. Then after that the normal flow is also getting executed. Means what? Even if the exception occurs, finally got executed. Now I'll write one more program. File save as exception example number 8. Okay, now I have to change the class name to exception example 8. Okay, because file name and class name must be the same in Java. Now what I'll do is I'll say the team member number 3 is okay 0 1 2. Okay, therefore I'll say 2. Now I'll execute this. When I execute this, if you see list of team members Sachin, Virat and Patan, it has shown. Then the team member 3 is 1 2 and 3, that is Patan. Okay, now whether or not exception occurs, finally gets executed. This time exception has not occurred, but also finally has got executed. Then the team members, list of team members, Ashwin getting added. Okay, so what is the conclusion from the exceptions? Okay, that is, first thing is, if we don't write try and catch, it will break the normal execution. Always if I want to protect some code from the exception, I have to enclose it within try and followed by catch statement. If I want some part of the code to get executed, whether exception occurs or not occurs, I have to enclose within finally. Clear with this? Okay, this is how about exception.